What it do, y'all? G Rose, Roosevelt for Prez. This is the Crypto Hour, and I have a unusual show today, a little bit different. I still want to thank everyone for tuning in. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. It's been a long night. I'm off just a couple hours of sleep, couple of cups of coffee as well. I do want to apologize also for not making this video sooner, but I am an investor first, and so I'm trying to do what I can on my end to position myself, all right? Now, even now, I wish I could even go live because there's a lot going on. This is like a minute-to-minute type of thing. Like, this stuff is happening in real time, and I'm trying to make my moves here. But I want to cover a few things, all right? Thank you so much for being patient, for real. All right, so Tinyman was exploited, okay? You probably heard about it. Yeah, it was pretty unfortunate. Wasn't hacked per se, so I want to kind of break that down. You guys are safe. You don't have to worry and panic. The market is pretty bloody right now as far as TinyCharts. If you take a look, everything is pretty much in the red like I figured it would be. That's why I've been up all night. I wanted to see what level of fear and panic selling was going to be going on, because I myself know that when there's a lot of fear, that's when you kind of want to take advantage, be aggressive. By the same time, you want to mitigate as much risk as possible. So I was up at, 4, really just was up. I tried to fall asleep about 1. Got up at 4 and then just kind of been up since. I really wanted to see what headline was going to do in terms of price action for a HDL or a HODL. I'll let you guys know more about my moves and what I'm doing, but I really want to get you caught up on what's going on. Wanted to clarify and clean up some confusion, and I'll read it directly from Omid Rahimi, who is someone in the Algorand Facebook group I'm in, very bright guy. So let me read it directly from him, okay? Omid says, 1 hour ago, there seems to be a lot of confusion about what happened to Tinyman. This was an exploitation of the smart contract, not a brute force hacking of the app nor the Algorand blockchain. That's important. This is more in effect of the liquidity pool, right? So if you have liquidity on Tinyman, it is best that you remove it. Now, I believe that everyone that has liquidity in Tinyman has pretty much removed it at this point. But I really say that to say, if you're just, a trader, or you're doing your thing, buying assets on Tinyman, you're okay, you're fine. Don't panic. From the looks on TinyChart, how much red I'm seeing, there's a lot of panic selling, okay? Now, shout out to Headline, Aaron and Brian, those guys displaying key leadership. This is why I love these guys in this project. They put out a 500 algo bounty for anyone who could produce the exploit and put it into words, send it as a PDF, and then somebody actually did that. Didn't take them very long at all. It's some techie stuff, and if you don't care, then I'm not going to personally go through all the techie stuff here, but if you care about it, go to headline_crypto and read the full details of the exploit, okay? And that's if you're into that. If you just want to know if your stuff is safe, if you're good, I can say as long as you do not have liquidity on Tinyman, you are good, all right? So that leads me to say, can you use Tinyman still, right? Because, in the Facebook groups, people were saying, hey, how do I trade if I can't use Tinyman? Well, actually, you can use Tinyman, all right? And I'm going to go through some of my moves I've been making, and this is coming from an algo governor, so, I wouldn't tell you this if it wasn't true. Of course, you can still, exercise caution and, just there's a lot of volatility. So do your research, proceed at your own risk. Okay. So yes, you can still use Tinyman. I'm trading some of my moves that I've been making pretty much all night. trying to keep my eye on headline, of course, is, I've been getting in since about 30 cents, and I don't want to be buying at $1.15. So literally in this call, right, when my attention got taken away, there was a huge sell-off, went down to 88 cents, in which I got back in, okay, to HODL. That's what I've been waiting on pretty much all night. It did hit 82 cents about 4 something in the morning. I was gonna get in, but I didn't know if I was gonna, wake up and it was gonna, go down to 70 cents or something. So I wanted to wait it out. It never did, by the way. Headline has been holding strong, and you can attribute a lot of that probably to their leadership approach and their assertion in getting this thing figured out. Okay, so they've been on the front lines. Again, shout out to Aaron and Brian. These guys are on top of it, and it's one of the reasons why this price is holding up. And actually, while I'm talking, let me go ahead and just tap in really quick because yeah, it's moving really quickly, you guys. All right, so headline is at 85 cents still. That's about what I just got in for. Tiny is holding pretty strong as well. TinyChart, another one that I'm big on. You guys know that I always tell you should probably get into that, right? Not financial advice, but Tiny is hanging around about 40 cents. So, a lot of these aren't really tanking like that. I mean, we look at the market, it is pretty red. But there hasn't been so much fear because I feel like people know that as long as they don't have liquidity in Tinyman, they're good. Now, another move that I made, and I'll probably end up making a video on this just as part of my catching these unverified assets before they get verified, so that you can capitalize on the ascension, right? Kind of like Nexus and a few others that I am into, right? That I was able to capitalize on them getting verified. This one is called Tools X. You may be familiar with it. It is unverified, but this took a little bit of a beating. All right. So I wanted to get in. You are going to have to set the slippage. It's very volatile. Set the slippage at 5%. That worked out for me. I got about 150,000 for right around, I want to say $80. So I don't know what it is now. You can check it out. It's ticker symbol Tools X. What it is it's like a liquidity locker as well, but it's also just a bunch of data and inside info for people trading and making moves. Check it out. You definitely want to check it out. Toolsx.org. Ooh, wow. Okay. Headline is sinking even more. Okay. I think I'm going to have to jump back in, you guys. So me personally, I had about 700 algo to allocate to this particular crisis right now. And that's why I'm just kind of zoning in and out and, picking positions, seeing how low we're going to go. I don't know what to say, guys. Look, I'm in trader mode right now. Main thing I want you guys to know is that you're okay. You can trade on here. It might be volatile. You might need to raise the slippage, but Tinyman is up and running, just not from a liquidity pool standpoint. If you have liquidity in it, you need to pull it out, okay? So again, I got in Tools X. There's only 100 million supply, which is pretty low. So me having 150 to start, I may end up having more, you guys. That's what I got in at, right? That's a comfortable place for me right now. Look it up, go to their website, read white papers, go to their community on their socials. You want to take all the steps to mitigate your risk and not just take my word on it. Other than that, I'm going to start wrapping it up because it's getting pretty crazy and I want to get back in trader mode. All right. And it just went back up, y'all. Yo, people are not playing with headline. Yo, people love them some headline. If you're new into these ASAs and you're like, hey, I want to put some of this algo that I have to work, headline might be a good place to start. All right. Don't look at it as, oh, it's almost $1. It's expensive. You don't want to look at price, all right, because it's not a good gauge or it's not a good barometer, right? Because if you look at the supply and you look at the market cap, then you know that it's not expensive, okay? You know it's $20 million market cap and there's only 25 million. Look at that instead of just the price, right? Because you can get something where you can go and get 100,000 or something, but if there's 10 billion of them, I mean, it's the same effect, right? You don't just want to look because you can get 100,000 or something and you think you're winning, right? If you can have 5 or 10,000 headline, I think you're going to be in good shape. I mean, you could actually, eventually just be a millionaire off that. Seriously, I wouldn't even like shill you on this. I'm just doing some basic calculations in my head and saying, hey, if algo really takes off, a rising tide could raise all ships. And I feel the same for Tiny as well with only 10 million. Even Akita Inu at 1 billion, you can get a strong enough position. I was getting Akita Inu, 100,000 at $100, so find them early, you guys, and understand that, there's going to be risk because you're getting in early, but, if there's anything to risk on, it's going to be these Algorand ASAs, not some of these ones on like the page 17, but if you do your research, you can find these gems. And if you subscribe to my channel, you could find these gems, all right? Bottom line, business as usual from a trading standpoint on Tinyman. It might be a little volatile. Set your slippage if necessary. And other than that, I'm going to jump up out of here, you guys. Follow headline_crypto. Read the full code if you want. Get the full details on the exploit. Again, you don't have to be so fearful, all right? We're still moving, still going. Portfolio still looking good, y'all. All right, anyways, I'm up out of here, y'all. G Rose, Roosevelt for Prez. This is the Crypto Hour. Peace.